Is the 5th generation G90 M5 a get it or skip it? We're showcasing the 2025 BMW M5 in frozen deep gray over orange and black full Milano leather. This year, it's only offered as a plug-in hybrid, which gives us 100 horsepower more than the prior gen, the fastest vehicle in its class. And this year for North America, we receive a wagon. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm gonna throw in some pros and cons, the problem that I have with the new G90, and compare this against the competition to see if it's a get it or skip it vehicle. The front, we have the iconic glow. That's part of the executive package, which also adds more features to the interior. So what I like about BMW is when you're getting these features, it's not just adding one or two things, it's adding a few things. We also have the M-Professional driver. That's gonna unlock 190 miles per hour, and it's only $900. So when you're considering a six-figure vehicle that changes the top speed from around 155 miles per hour to that to me is definitely worth it. Modern styled LED headlights in daytime runnings. The grille will house all the driver assistance. The lower is opened up for more air intake, and the way the sit to it, it just looks more dominant with 5 inches of clearance, adaptive M suspension with controlled dampers, so it can be a more smooth ride or a lot more rigid. And because it's a plug-in hybrid, you can also go up to 25 miles full electric range and up to 85 miles per hour on just that battery, which is a 14.8 kilowatt lithium ion battery pack that is added to this 4.4 liter BMW M-Powered turbo. That engine itself is producing 577 horsepower with 533 pound-feet of torque. The battery adds an additional 194 horsepower with 207 pound-feet of torque that's integrated into the 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission. Total output at 717 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque. Hell, the 0 to 60, BMW saying 3.4 seconds. But then they're even saying 124 miles per hour, reaching it from 0 is at 11.1 seconds. That's freaking crazy what you're getting out of this tank, because we've added weight because of the plug-in variant, which also gives us extra MPGs, but at 140 to 150 grand price, who gives a damn about that? And the M5 comes standard with 20-inch wheels. These are 21-inch jet black alloy wheels because we have the carbon ceramic brakes. That's why we got the gold calipers. They're still housing 6 pistons, but the disc reading goes up to 16.5 inches in the front. It's still gonna be at that 15.7 in the rear with a single floating caliper, but when you're adding all this weight, I kind of would tick the box, even though it's a near $9,000 upgrade. We also have the carbon package, which gives us the carbon fiber on the M-Spec side view mirrors. The roof gets the carbon fiber, as well as the trunk lid spoiler, M5 badging, rear axle steering at 1.5 degrees. So it makes that 53-ish, 47-ish weight distribution basically a 50-50. So the reason why I would tick the box to this is it's not only the most powerful vehicle in its class, the best weight distribution in its class, but it's also a plug-in hybrid that's getting you 50 MPGs combined. What vehicle can get you that? Now, if you don't use that, you get in 14. It's actually going to be worse than the last generation M5. Standard Shadowline lights. The lower skirt flares out, so it looks more aggressive. It's the same color as the body. The door handles are flush. We've already touched bases on the aerodynamics. And because we have the carbon ceramic brakes that sheds 55 pounds over the 1,000+ pounds we add for that powertrain to get it as a plug-in variant, which leads me to the problem ultimately. Not too many people want a plug-in variant, but the reason why I would personally look at this is because it's so freaking fast. And the MPGs is insane. I mean, I drive a sports car daily and I'm getting like 20 miles per gallon. Here you're getting 50. The rear gets slim LED taillights. The lower gets a 2-piece diffuser, quad exhaust finishers, front and rear parking sensors, and a 360-degree reverse camera. Unfortunately, you gotta tick the box to a lot of features, which can make this a lot pricier. And when we're going against competition, Audi, Mercedes, you guys have seen the drag race. It's crazy what this plug-in hybrid variant will do. But then for me, is it going to be something that's truly exceptional, because batteries never last? And when you put that curb weight, this is 5,390 pounds. That's about 150 pounds less than a Cadillac rear-wheel drive Escalade. but you're getting a 0 to 60 that quick. Quick release going into 16.5 cubic feet of storage. There's a little bit of a lip all around it, but this is an M5, so you're not gonna be really complaining about that. You get bag holders here in the front. This is your charging bag. You can split fold the rear bench by pulling these levers, and that will fold at a 40-20-40 split or a 60-40 split. But the M5 is all about performance. Let's start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. The key fob to the 5th gen M5 sedan. Check this out. "14-way power seat adjustment for the front. Another 8-way power seat adjustment is through the infotainment screen. Heated, ventilated front seats. The M5 illuminates. We have the two-tone contrast stitch piping, perforated memory for the driver and passenger. No soft closed doors. And look at that interior. The ambient lighting is going to be surrounding through the whole interior. Let's fire it up. Now, unfortunately, if you want to hear the exhaust note when you fire it up, you need to put it into Sport Plus, or Sport mode. Otherwise, if it starts in comfort, you're not going to hear it at all. And listen to that exit. Going into the BMW Curve 1-panel 2-screen layout. It's a 14.9-inch touchscreen here with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio, Amazon Alexa, 5G capabilities. You have the interior camera. That's part of the executive package. Put it into reverse. Got the 360-degree reverse camera with full trajectory for the front and the rear. And we also have parking assist, which is a pretty cool feature. I'm going to demonstrate it and put it into drive going forward. Now, when you put it into reverse, you have the backup assist. So you click onto that, and it's going to show the 21 feet that we went, moving the steering wheel the same exact way that you moved it. All you have to do is apply the brake. Pretty cool feature. It'll also illuminate on the steering wheel. Going into the digital air vents to turn them on and off. Dual climate control settings. Put this thing in park. And this is your quick wedges. Heads-up display. The gauge cluster is a 12.3 digital reader, which we do have the AR, and that will show the camera in the front. You also have the lap timer, which is really cool because this thing can go up to 190 miles per hour because we have the feature. This is the boost, so you'll click and hold this for over a second at 20 to 90 miles per hour, and the thing will go crazy. It's a horizontal design, trapezoidal steering wheel, flat bottom, multi-function. You got the M1 and M2 paddle shifts, which will change the configuration. When you just push on M1, they already have it set with more or less everything as sport derived as possible. And this is all M spec with the carbon fiber that runs underneath it. Wireless charging pad, the cup holders with USB ports right in front of them. Push button start is going to be in red, and now we have a rocker, no more gear lever. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that, because all the full M's normally have a gear lever, so I'm going to kind of miss that. We get the M that's going to be in the glass for the iDrive. It's going to be soft to touch. It opens up into a smaller storage pocket with a 12-volt charger. It is a driver-focused setup, so looking on the passenger side, you can see where the con can come into play because it just has a little bit of a glare looking at that infotainment screen. And you kind of have a wall here, which does help on a long journey, so you could stretch it out for a tall person. And leg space for the driver is going to be the same. Headroom is more than enough. It does come with a standard Sky Lounge pano, auto dimming rear view mirror, LED interior light, door panel and dash configuring together nicely. Bauer & Wilkins sound system, that's 18 speakers with 655 watts. It's going to be a little bit more sporty, one touch up and down for all the windows. This is for the sunshades, that's for the rear, and a pretty deep storage pocket. It's just not so long. For the back seats, this is the opening that you have to fit 3 more or 2 with the cup holders and armrests down. Because of the executive package, we got the heated rear seats with the climate control in the back, USB ports, a storage tray, air vents, more USB ports with the M logo. There isn't any storage behind any of these seats, and you get the manual sunshades. The door is going to have the same segment coming into play. It's just going to be a little bit more sporty. You could put a smaller cell phone in the grab handle area and about the same size storage pocket. Leg space is not going to be too bad with me driving, and the same thing with headroom. It's actually going to be pretty comfortable. Sliding into the center, unfortunately, there's still a hump here. You're going to be sharing some feet space, but butt, leg, and shoulder space isn't really compromised, nor is knee space or headroom. Weight distribution at 53.9, 46.1, 0 to 60 BMW says at 3.4 seconds. Hell, they even go up to 124 miles per hour at 11.1 seconds. Let's see what we can get. It's fast. Just wants to keep going. At speeds like this, it's just too much for an everyday drive. $145-ish thousand price point, carbon ceramic brakes, increases nearly an inch for the front disc. Hell, even the M composite brakes I think would be enough. The beauty though about a hybrid, or a plug-in hybrid I should say, is you can change everything back to comfort. And now it's your daily driver that's getting 50 MPGs combined. But when you are mashing on the gas, you're getting less MPGs than you would on the prior gen. So going back to that question, is the G90 a get it or skip it vehicle? So far, I like the power. I've driven a couple of them now. It is crazy how much that comes out of it. But when you're looking at engine to engine specs, we actually decrease, because the prior gen had 617 horsepower. This only has 577. Now you have the same torque, but if it didn't add the hybrid that gives you the additional 194 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque, this car wouldn't even be a conversation right now. It would be like, well, they need to discount the price because it's not a true M5. But then on the same topic, is a plug-in M a true M vehicle? I mean, let us know your thoughts on that. Top speed going up to 190 miles per hour because we have the driver assist, or the M driver package. I would definitely tick the box for that. The carbon ceramic brakes, I mean, they do help, but in the same aspect, I mean, that price tag being around $8,500 is kind of pricey. Maybe if they threw in a deal. It's not going to be the most quiet vehicle in class either. But with this, you can go into full hybrid, which is awesome. So now we're in full EV, and you could go 25-mile range. Not a lot of vehicles that you could do that with this quick of speed, and it could go up to 85 miles per hour. I mean, I do a lot of questions in the chat, and there's not a lot of areas you can go that gives you an 85-mile-an-hour speed. Texas was one of the faster ones, and that's at 80 miles per hour. So I guess you could set cruise and do that for 25 miles full electric and enjoy it. You also have the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. I like how the sensors are all in the kidney grille and the lower is all opened up, so it does have a distinct look, and it still has 5 inches of clearance. And now we're going to see if the adaptive M suspension with the electronically controlled dampers are smooth enough with these upgraded wheels. It is. Now the 0 to 60 is going to be night and day difference in full electric. But plug it into hybrid and now you'll have the exhaust note that filters in. The wind noise does come in substantially. The seat comfort is good. The suspension itself, it's going to be a lot more rigid, especially when you put it into full sport mode or sport plus. Maneuverability isn't an issue. Even though it's long and wide, it's over 200 inches. It's a fast car. Another reason why you may want to get it is 5 people can fit comfortably and you have a ton of cargo. It actually maxes out to 57.6 cubic feet of storage with the seats folded down. Now they don't fold down flat, unfortunately, but for a everyday vehicle that's also track ready, that is something that goes to a next level. And I like that BMW has kept the V8 because, as you remember during COVID and the chip crisis, Mercedes was dropping a lot of their V8s because of quality control. They also were trying and doing, ultimately, 4-cylinder turbocharge that uses the gas out of the exhaust. I mean, they're doing a lot of technology, which is great, but just give me a damn V8 twin turbo. And for me, I feel it takes away from a little bit of that prestige feel because you're getting a battery. And the reason why I say that is it's something that ultimately will go bad. Even if you have a Toyota, you'll still have to replace those hybrid batteries. I know it may last longer. It really depends on the way you drive the vehicle. Here she is off the line. That was full electric, by the way, and it kicked off right away as soon as I got up to about 30 miles per hour, because if you go full throttle, it will change and give you the gas variant mixture. So if you're okay with having that Toyota feel where the engine kicks on and off, I think this is definitely going to be a get-it vehicle for you. But it's kind of like the XM, awesome vehicle, but they're discontinuing it. And is it because it's a plug-in variant? Because with this much power, the pricing to the vehicle is fine. I mean, you're still under an RS7, you're still less expensive than an AMG. So when you put those cars into category with this, you do have something truly exceptional that goes to the next level. The difference though is the suspension, even though it's smooth, it's still going to be rigid because BMWs are known to be more of a sporty drive. 1.5 degrees rear axle steering, that's going to help whenever you're taking some of the bends and going in and out of tight positions. But even with that, it just shows to me that they're taking the engineering to more of a tech-driven state instead of actually giving you engineering. It's kind of like we need to move an electric outlet in the house, and instead of doing so, you're buying an extension cord. Instead of doing that, let's get a little bit more innovative. With batteries and plug-in hybrids, yes, you can get a lot of power, and that's awesome, but let's do that and get the great MPGs out of the twin-turbo V8. Turn radius is about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. And that's what I mean right there. I mean, you're fast enough. You're gonna pass everybody. You're gonna get a speeding ticket that's gonna take you to jail, especially if you get the M driver package that unlocks 190 miles per hour, the fastest in class. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise website and Instagram. We also have memberships now, so check that out. We have a couple different packages, and check out the live stream. And I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2025 BMW M5 for our car review.